everyone, Scrappy Kathy here with Freeze Friday layout share and spending review. Spending review is easy. I didn't spend anything. I didn't order anything. I did receive my albums, haven't opened the box. Haven't found anything or thought of anything that I particularly need, and I made lots and lots of layouts with my own stash. So I'll quickly go through these because I have a whole stack. I think there may be 25 in here. I did the Secret Not Secret Kit Club scrap party, and I'm not even finished with those challenges. I'll work on those today and tomorrow before the deadline, and also got involved in the Mind the Scrap summer challenge, which started almost a week ago, and that's been just loads and loads of fun, plus my normal weekly videos that I make. So this is one done for the several challenges. It was done for Off the Board, and I did Off the Board all month in July, so I did a video and a layout every day for Off the Board. So nearly everything I did was for that day's Off the Board. This was also a Scrap Squad Sunday lift of this particular layout with the tags, and it used a color scheme dictated by the Color Play Challenge, where you've selected numbers that added up to 10. So that was my reason for the rather strange color combination. There's the tomato soup pink and the lighter pink and the blue, the kind of blue jean blue, and I actually use a piece of denim on there. Okay, so that was that one. This one was for the Secret Not Secret challenge, Sarah's Fairy Tale Challenge, to use a quote from Anne of Green Gables. So I used this picture of Reese to say, tomorrow is always fresh with no mistakes in it yet. And the journaling says, Reese wakes up to a whole new world every day. No accidents, no mess, no scolding required yet. So used some fussy cut flowers I had done like weeks ago for a different layout and didn't use them all. And they're a mix in there. This one is a lift of Mara O'Reilly's layout that's here with these beautifully coordinated strips and her fun title down here. It was for the mood board at Secret Not Secret, which had a travel theme and some maps around it. So I used some map paper that I had just used for a design team layout for CSI, and I had some scraps left. And then I took these other papers, which are not vintagey papers at all, and I inked the edges. And what this ended up looking like to me, when I look at it now, it kind of looks like those are pictures hanging on a wall in a gallery wall, and that this is a table with a vase on it, but not at all how I intended it. The design is actually with strips of the same papers, kind of like Mara did down here, but they happen to be of the size and length left from all these cuts that just arrange themselves into this shape. Okay, I'm going to start going a little bit faster. This is for the Flash Challenge in Secret Not Secret, and the category is All My Faves, and we were to use our favorite supplies, and my favorite supplies at that moment were the ones that were already on my desk that I didn't have to go looking for, because I don't think there's anything in my collection, in my stash, that I would say weren't my favorites when I bought them. Some of them aren't don't mesh with the style that I've developed since I bought them, but it doesn't mean I don't still love them. So I've used a stamp here, a paper sack here in which I could put some journaling, but instead I wrote it here on the grid paper. Any grid paper is a favorite. I love these titles, even if they don't have all the letters I need. I just go cut them from somewhere else. This is kind of a talk about how I braved the coronavirus rules and regulations by actually going to get my hair straightened. So this is the frizzy mess that it was before I left, and this was 3 hours later. So, and of course, you know, we wore masks inside, and I was the only customer there. So I like this page for some reason. Nothing matches. This was fussy cut for something else, and this piece of paper doesn't go with, I don't know, it doesn't match, and I love that about it. Okay, here's one where we were supposed to use, it's a deep dive, and we were supposed to use a company that that no longer exists. So I went all October afternoon, and these are 3 unrelated photos from my career, and they were kind of stuffed in the October afternoon box because I'm doing my career album in using October afternoon, primarily the 9 to 5 collection. So I thought I'd do this. This was me at a charity event. This was me at my desk. And this was me walking off like a model oil rig on a team outing that I took my group on. And this was just a very large piece of ephemera that I didn't think I'd use anywhere else. And so this was a fun page for me. Again, a whole variety of collections. I think I used, I don't list them here, but there's 9 to 5, and there's the library collection, and oh gosh, Woodland Park. Anyway, fun page to do. This one was a quick one to do because I just grabbed a few rolls of washi tape and ran them down here the way I had seen Christina do in a video earlier in the week. And it's a kind of a picture of Katie making a frightened face, a horrified face, as the shrimp that she's cooking are kind of popping there. And I used a paper here, I think that I used on another page there. The papers here don't necessarily go with the washi tape there, and that doesn't bother me a whole lot. This was for a Secret Not Secret Grab 5, where the 5 were washi, vellum, punches, pattern paper, and florals. So all of those things are there. What did I punch? I punched these kind of leaf sprigs. They're supposed to be Christmassy, but I punched them out of this paper. And I folded this paper down so you could see the plaid, because I hated losing the plaid that was on the back of it, but I definitely wanted this yellow gold. This one was for, I think, a stamping challenge to use at least 3 stamp sets. So these circly things are from one stamp set. The leaves and hibiscus are from another, and the pineapples and flamingos are from another. And I used the Vicki Boutin pre-made mixed media. It's kind of setting a tropical mood for the Bahama Breeze Island Grill. We love that restaurant, and ours, the one that's closest to us, closed down, so we were happy to find one in Florida. And they practiced good social distancing, and everybody had masks, and it was a touchless menu, so we felt safe. This one was also for Secret Not Secret. It was for Angela's challenge to use Chamel. She's a huge Chamel fan, so this is all Chamel all the time. This is Field Trip. These are the little inserts in that circular thing that looks like a cut file that we got. That's from Glitter Girl, I think. I forget where that's from. That's some alphas. These are buttons. This is from Go Now Go, I think, and I forget what that one's from. All the little things or something like that. Anyway, it was a variety of Chamel collection on here surrounding a really cute picture of Barrett that his mom had just found when Katie was visiting there. And here's another one of those photos that she found that I had never seen. So this one was also for Secret Not Secret. It was Angela's car challenge to do a car themed. So I have a car strip there, a sticker here, and I called it Baby Driver because what he was doing was sitting under the chair, these chairs, and doing the same thing his dad used to do. He'd get under there, and somehow that to him felt like being in a car, so he's using the steering wheel there. So that was another kind of fun page. It's another one for Secret Not Secret to scrap something wild, and of course, like every layout share, I lose something and have to re-glue it. So let's put that back where it belongs. That's the other half of that sticker. I just kind of split it into two spots. So I used this wild jungly paper, have some zoo photos of Ava feeding the baby giraffe, and used more stickers from this collection along with these. And I think I have two different kind of zoo themed collections, and I threw in some black and white. And this paper is from a different Echo Park collection that has to do with crafting. And I love this other side of it. But that was fun. No videos for most of those. This one is for Off the Board, so it does have a video. This was my mood board. It was kind of a Turkish bazaar look. And this was I did a Mercy Tara sketch. This is the sketch I used. And I have it on its side so that I have vertical photos, and then that's there. And then instead of this other photo, I have my title. So this is some basic gray paper. It was also for a Secret Not Secret. Oh no, Spoonful of Scraps we were supposed to use. Let's see, where's my spoonful recipe? Distressed papers, 2 photos, a 1-word title, and a non-white background. So there's my non-white background, which is par for the course for me. And certainly some distressed papers, 2 photos, and a 1-word title, which is home. So there is a video on that one. There may also be there is a video on this one. My off-the-board Pinterest pin that I was influenced by was this yellow and white striped towel. I scrap lifted this layout from the Mind the Scrap gallery, and for Secret Not Secret, I used a perfectly imperfect photo. And this was my result. I used the packaging technique per the Mind the Scrap rules for the summer challenge. Bramble Fox perspectives, little heart-shaped sunglasses. Mind the Scrap stamps from the July kit. I just somehow love this page because I love this photo of Ava trying to bury herself in the sand. So there is a video on this one. It's in the Off the Board playlist. Okay, here's another one for Mind the Scrap. I'm beginning to recognize the Mind the Scrap one. So the Mind the Scrap, as of this point, the Mind the Scrap Summer Challenge has started. So you can see my packaging technique that I have yet to perfect. And I'm trying to make the packaging technique look a little bit different on each layout. So, but these are all supplies from the July kit, except these are kind of some things I had on my desk. And I was covering something up there. So this was week one. There's no video for that one. I don't think there's a video for this one either. This is a picture of James kissing Ava's little bald head last year, and it was a horrible year, and so I did a lemonade kind of a theme here. Used some lime green thread there. I used a couple different colors of ink on my, or actually this is watercolor, liquid watercolor, and the teal is one of the colors and the yellow is another, and when it mixed together it made that kind of pretty green, which really matched that paper. And all of this has nothing to do with any of that. The numbers are just part of the requirement that we have for the layout. So if you see beginning to see numbers that you don't know why they're there, that's why. This is another one for Mind the Scrap, and it's also off the board. The pen that we all used for off the board that day was this really pink, hot pink and teal, which happened to be Mind the Scrap's colors actually. It's a mood board. So, and this is the layout that I, by Claire Rachel Thomas, that I lifted. And so my mood board is mainly represented in this strip of paper right here, but kind of also with the pineapple in honor of Pineapple Papers, and some of the papers I used to mat the photo, and the teal and pink and the hot pink here. So my numbers there, 1, 3, and 1. So, okay, this one is a different one. There's a video on that one. There's a video on this one too. It was a special one, not for any of my regular series, but one of the Secret Not Secret challenges hosted by Sarah Scraps was to join and play along with her on her series, Shamel's Sketches Reimagined. So the sketch we were using was this one. It's Sketch 20 by Shamel. And so I used a watercolor kind of cut file thing that came in an earlier Mind the Scrap kit. I kind of cut it down so it'd be closer to 4x6 and backed it with this Shamel paper here. I used papers from 5 different Shamel collections, papers and fussy cut elements and so forth, and these numbers. And I popped them up. This was really, really fun. I was lucky to find a filter to filter this photo. I was looking for one that would brighten up the color of the water and the girls' swimsuits and so forth. And this one actually gave it a yellow look, and I knew I was going to be using this yellow ink to do the packaging technique on top of this watercolor paper. And it worked out well. So that's in a special playlist. The uh, I I forget what I called it. I think it was Scrappy Kathy plays along with Sarah Scraps reimagining sketches or something like that. But it's out there. This one, I don't think there is a video. It is for the Mind the Scrap Week 1 rules, and that's about it. I used the packaging technique here about 4 or 5 times because I never could get it to really show or look good. I just kind of did it along that line, and I've ended up with kind of a work page, but it'll straighten out when I put it up. This perspective from Bramble Fox is the finisher's prize for the load that was in May earlier this year, and it is gorgeous and I love it, but even though Alice Bowl paid extra postage for it not to go through the machine, it did, and it came in 1,000,000 pieces. This thing was in 3 or 4 pieces, fairly easy to glue together so that it looked right. The sun bothered me, and I think there's still a piece missing somehow, and so I just covered it up with these enamel hearts, and you can't tell a thing. So actually this yellow perspective determined the photos I was going to use. I went and looked for sunrise, specifically for sunrise photos. As my journaling says, one of my favorite things to do on vacation is get up early and snap the sunrise. So this one I thought was really nice in Mykonos. Okay, so that's that one. Let me start going a little bit faster. There's a video on this one. It is is my challenge accepted page, and I was scrap lifting the amazing Christina Sorge, and this was a redefined creative pin on Pinterest. So I used it for off the board and challenge accepted. Shannon and I both did this one for challenge accepted, and I backed this perspective like it was a cut file so that it would stand out on the black and white background, and you can see the piece of paper that I cut to do the backing. And I used another little paper sack, and I have my journaling hidden in tags there. Okay. This one does not have a layout, a video, I don't think. This one is a lift of this layout by, I think that's Anne Freeman. Yeah. It's Moff's wife on Instagram, and she's documenting a queue, the numerous queues since the pandemic hit. I did a Ladybug Beach. I came across this little coloring sheet from a breakfast restaurant that we used to go to called J. Christopher's, and Katie had colored this, and I set about trying to find a picture of Katie on a beach. So I found this great one of her kind of walking away at the beach at Tybee Island, Georgia, on a trip many years ago in 2011, 9 years ago. And again, I used strips of papers I already had on my desk, and silly me, Anne's little square frame there is nicely outside of her photo cluster. I actually put my photo cluster on, where does this go? I think it goes there. Okay, put my photo cluster on first, and then I had to find a way to scrap around it. I could have gone all the way up here and done that, and to this day, I can't tell you why I didn't. So anyway, I love this layout. I love all those papers for one thing. This one is for, oh, I don't have, oh yeah, I do. It's for Mixed Media Frenzy and Off the Board and Mind the Scrap Summer Challenge. This was Natalie DeSouza's original, and I love these watercolory strips that she did, possibly with a paintbrush, a wide paintbrush, or a credit card or something like that, or even a foam brush. I used the packaging technique, and I taped my packaging so that there'd be only a strip exposed, and tried to dip it down and make strips. And it's certainly strippy and stripy across there, but not a strip and white and strip and white like the others. So I don't care. These fish came from, I scanned a napkin, and you can kind of see the fold in the napkin across that fish, but I wanted to use that fish, so I used it anyway. And I used the fish stencil from Paige Evans, and I don't know where this, it's a starfish, but I'm thinking I don't know, it may be Echo Park, I'm not sure. Anyway, there's my numbers, the 1 little, 2 little, 3 little fishies. And there's Ava looking at a television screen that has an aquarium on it, and she is just fascinated as if there were real fish there. So there is a video on that one. Here is a layout that I absolutely hate, and I hate it for many reasons. One is, I was determined to use this pink paper. It was part of one of those homemade kits that I did. And then I went to do some packaging technique on it, and the paper absorbed the ink, and it came out so much brighter and darker than I thought. When I did the pink, I thought I could maybe downplay it a bit by the blue, and that just made it worse. And when I published it originally, it didn't have these little white hearts on it. But I got a heart stencil and did gesso through it to kind of bring that down a bit. And I'm actually planning to take some gesso and maybe kind of do some finger painting over it. But when I was using the stencil, I got some gesso over here on the photo, and I hate that. So I'm going to print another one of these photos and fix this up. But one of the things I do like about it is I like in the wreath I was making here, I just added some numbers in there, and it's kind of a see-through clear sticker alphabet that Amy Tangerine put out many years ago. And I have a lot of numbers left. So I just kind of threw the numbers out there as part of the wreath, and I love that for some reason. So a nice perspective here and here, and the title, Making Eyes. So I like a lot about this page, all these fussy cut flowers mixed with the dimensional flowers. Anyway, no video on that one, thank goodness. This one also doesn't have a video. It is it's for the Mind the Scrap Summer Challenge, and that's it. It's a vacation picture. This is the one I lifted. This was a lift of this original, and I am using those bright papers from the July Mind the Scrap kit. These are the exact same photo, different filters and different crops. This is as the photo was taken, and this brings it in closer, and this brings it in closer yet. This was taken on the same day this photo was, and again using papers that I had on my desk, which I also did for the next layout. And some numbers there. I call this one 1, 2, 3 jump. they're posing as they're getting ready to go climb the rock wall, and they were jumping and doing like a little routine in there, Katie and Allie. That was the day that actually that was 12 years ago today, the day that I started to say graduation, the day my retirement started. They had been on vacation in Houston for a week before my retirement party, and then we came to Georgia, and that was it. This is my latest layout. I did it last night for the Mind the Scrap Summer Challenge, and I wasn't sure whether the 5401 numbers on my tag would qualify as numbers on my layout, so I found some Paige Evans numbers that were the this set of thickers that is losing lots of its usefulness. And my packaging technique was the gesso on the background there. This is a lift. It's a Scrap Squad lift. So this was Scrap Squad Sunday, which I did on Friday. So there is a video on this one. But in the video, I don't have those numbers. I just added those this morning because there's some questions about whether the numbers count. So let me get up for a minute, and I'm going to show you another one. I can reveal this one today. It is a kind of a design team layout for CSI, Color Stories Inspiration. They're a group on Facebook, and there's a blog, and they post 3 cases every month with a mood board and a series of clues that are derived from the mood board or from the theme. And you use those clues to compose a layout that solves the case. And this one, I'll show you some of the particulars here. I actually used a card sketch that was part of the Mercy Tierra summer inspiration, and I just wanted the idea of that great big gigantic tag was interesting to me, and having a border around it, so I did that. This was the mood board for CSI, and you see the map, and you see the camera and the sunglasses and the coffee cup and the kind of the color scheme there. It actually gives you a color scheme down at the bottom of that one, and this is how your clues come out. So there's evidence, testimony, and RGB codes. And so I did the big giant tag out of a map, and I believe that is 7 Gypsies paper. And then I took a whole bunch of miscellaneous embellishments that had some reference to the photo. And this was a trip that we took Katie on as a gift for her 13th birthday. And first stop was London, then we went to Paris, then we went to Brussels, and then we went to Amsterdam. And I've got a ton of stuff on here, and it weighs a lot, but I think it's, as any grid layout tends to be, it seems orderly to me. It's an orderly version of chaos. So I kind of like this, and I hope you'll check out CSI's. If you go to the CSI Facebook page, they've got a link to the blog, and where I'm posting this layout around, I'll have a link to the blog so you can kind of see what's going on there. This is a relatively new one to me. I just joined last month or month before last, and it's been great fun. I like the way their clues are laid out. So again, thanks for watching. I think we're way over the time limit for a normal layout share, but I do appreciate your patience. And look forward to seeing you next week. I should have quite a few again because I get a little bit crazy during the Mind the Scrap Summer Challenge. And like I said, I'm going to be finishing the challenges from Secret Not Secret last week. So, bye.